So my name is Gracie Travis. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. I went to undergrad at Capital University and got my bachelor's in athletic training as well as pre-physical therapy. And then I got my master's from Missouri State University. This is my third year at Cottey. So I think I have kind of a unique story. I've known I wanted to be an athletic trainer since I was about 8 years old. My dad was a high school football coach my whole life, and my mom was a nurse. So during doubles, me and my siblings would go up with my dad and just my brother would kind of help on the field, help with water and stuff, and me and my sister would sit in the athletic training room. And I liked that it was a job in the medical field, but you didn't have to work in a hospital or a doctor's office. And that's still kind of what I enjoy about it the most, is that you get to provide medical care, but not necessarily in the traditional setting. And you get to see people all the time. You get to build those relationships. And the most rewarding part, I think, for me is getting to see athletes from the point of injury all the way to returning them to play. Now, it doesn't always happen. So if it's an older athlete, the main goal is just to get them either to participate in the last couple competitions of their season, or to get them to the point where they could do it recreationally. But my favorite thing so far has definitely been seeing them kind of through the healing process and rehab process and return to play process. The best is when you have someone with I get these a lot, like a really bad ankle sprain. You have them in rehab with you for a couple weeks, and then they go out and they're right back to where they started from. That's the best, because they get to do the thing that they love. So I actually, a couple years ago, thought about going back to school to be like a hairstylist, hair cutter, stuff like that. So we're gonna go with that one. I enjoy spending time with my husband and my dog. We have a 1-year-old German Shepherd, so we're working on training and stuff with him. I've also recently gotten a gel nail kit, so I like to do my nails in my free time. And then just kind of working on the house, gardening, yard work, Netflix. A couple things. You have to be, in my opinion, you have to be empathetic, and you have to have a growth mindset. So for example, Cottey College is different than any of the other places that I've been at. So you have to be able to kind of grow and change with the environment you're in. You also have to be relatively creative, because sometimes the budgets that you have don't allow for you to get exactly the things that you'd want for every athlete in a situation. So you kind of have to be able to adapt and be creative with the tools and supplies that you have. And just always try and come in with a positive attitude, because what you are presenting and flowing into these athletes and giving to them every day is most likely what you're going to receive. So if you come in with a bad attitude and kind of, well, I gotta go to work today, like, they're not going to be any more excited to come see you, because they don't feel very good either. They don't want to come into rehab. They just want to play. A common misconception, I would say, would be that we are personal trainers, so we make people fit and strong, which we can do, but not necessarily to the extent of a personal trainer. Some people also think that we just pass out water. I've heard that a lot, that we're just water girls, water boys. And on an ideal day, that's all we do. We don't want, we just want everyone to be able to participate without getting hurt. So in an ideal day, we would just pass out water and towels during games and practices and stuff. But we also do a lot of behind the scenes work of general strengthening rehab, injury specific rehab, taping, bracing, and we do a lot of administrative tasks too, like insurance claims and filing paperwork and making sure that all that fun stuff's up to date. So there's a lot of behind the scenes. Usually the athletes get to the field about 2 hours before to start their warm-up before game time. And then 1 hour before that, so 3 hours before game time is usually when any pregame taping or treatments will happen. And then because our football field is not on Cottey's campus, we have to take everything, to the site. So after that 1 hour of taping, 3 hours before the game, so 2 hours before the game when they start their warm-up is when I kind of start to unload everything. So all the waters, all the like the ice, the treatment table, my kit, the water for the opponents and cups and stuff. We just kind of unload that. And then they just get ready for the game. And then ideally, nothing happens during the game, but there's always usually something. And then you kind of assess the injury on the fly, see if they can safely participate in the rest of the game or if they need to hold out. And then the games usually last about 2 hours. Soccer and maybe lacrosse. I think those would both be good options. We don't have much, but if you're feeling a burger, go to White Grill. There's lots of Mexican restaurants. I usually recommend Iguana Azul. We call it Blue Iguana. And then if you just kind of want like bar food, there's Sharky's.